everyone, you're watching John FX, and in this video, as usual, I'll make technical analysis for the coming week. We'll have a look at main pairs, important levels, possible entry points, and if you're only interested in Bitcoin, you can see it right at the end of this video. Okay, so the August finished. Now we have finally autumn, my favorite time of trading, September, and so hopefully I will have a bit more signals and trades because I didn't send too many last 2 weeks. Because it was summer, August, and I wanted to have a little bit more rest. I still had trades, and I want to share with you how much I made this month. So it is $1,422, as you can see right now here, right at the beginning, the whole August. But like I'm saying again, it's a part-time, and I was trading very small lot, 0.04 starting, and I was using my EA, of course, and I had recovery systems. You can see the majority of trades are split here with 0.02, and the biggest lot size I had was 0.59. So it was on gold because with recovery system it increases the lot size when it makes a loss. The opposite order it puts on with slightly increased lot size. And I was telling you with gold we had those big jumps and very, very wide spreads. Okay, so that's what you need to be really careful trading gold. Okay, so as usual, you can join my Telegram channel. It's absolutely free, John FX. You can find links in the description of this video, or you can even see the links on the screen of my video. And so hopefully, yes, September I will have many more trades, and more like not sure about full-time, but still will be more like a part-time, placing the orders with the EA. And of course, if you're interested in the EA, I am looking for the entry points, and I'm placing my orders with the EA. And right now it's a good time to start. It's beginning of September. You can join with Patreon, okay, for the monthly subscription, or if you want to get it for more than a month, like 6 months or for a year, you can have it with discount at Fiverr. Okay, guys, I'm still not increasing the price of it. We still agreed. I don't want to increase. So many of you who are really interested, who is really serious, have opportunity to have it for a very, very low price. And in the month, as you can see, you can make it easy back, right? So it's like I have 1,400 and it's only $20 a month. It's pretty much nothing. But of course, bear in mind, I'm trading here and I have this quite big lot size because of the big account. It is over $10,000. Now it's like nearly 13,000, right? So that's why always don't forget about money management. It's not always, if you have small accounts, it's not always could be exactly the same applicable as what I'm doing, right? I'm showing you, and all the settings in the EA I'm placing is pretty much for a bit bigger accounts, okay, not small ones. So that way of the trading with the recovery system and increasing the lot. So, okay, now let's start with the actually technical analysis, and as usual, euro dollar. So I'm using the 4-hour chart, right? And we are going to see at the main picture. And remember, guys, as pretty much the same I was telling you about that I was expecting this week a weaken of the dollar, right? So I was telling you about it, and the same was the previous week where we had you see it started to actually go up. And here this week, the same area I was showing to you, you see, guys, from here it still went up a little bit, sit and continued the way up. So it stopped at around 119. So what it is, guys, right now, so it's had a quite big move, and we didn't have very good news for American dollar on Sunday, which pretty much could mean that the pair might still continue go up. So dollar might still get a little bit weaker again another week until the next something news, right, will happening. This week is also going to be news for euro dollar, so that's what you need to be also careful about. So of course, now let's see. Quite confusing main picture, guys. I wanted to show you a big picture where you can see what actually happened. Whereas euro dollar is still in the side down trend channel, right? And at this moment I'm looking at that movement as a recovery, so I wouldn't say yes, it's started to turn around and then we'll expect him to go high and like cover those stops. So at this moment we're still quite low. We do have you see even bigger time frame is much bigger and better picture now, where you can see that we had these two bottoms, right? And here's the support level where we had the bottom, but which was broken. But now you see pretty much euro dollar returned into that, right? So it is right on top of those previous bottoms, except yes, that bottom it's been lower, but which could be just a breakout and then coming back, right? So it could be like some people saying false breakout and then it came back. So this could be a little bit of showing that euro dollar could be on a move up. But remember also I was telling you guys at this situation that yes, could be on a move up, but we still have this as looking like a triangle. And I was telling you about it a long time ago before it even started to give us this next bottom, right? So it does look like to me quite possible that it is going to be a bit of a triangle. And yes, from here, I wouldn't be surprised that the euro will be trying to go higher, but inside this triangle and not going break those two tops straight away. I still wouldn't be surprised if it will, like, for example, give us another top, and then we'll turn around and then we will see where is going to be the next bottom. So for example, if it will go and give us another top, then it would be small somewhere bottom, give us maybe another pattern like a bullish flag or something, then I would be able to say, okay, now possibly could be a moment when it will be trying to break and going high to, like, let's say we have this area, right, where it's around 125. So, but before that, is at this moment it's still hard to say, because it still might create this another top, then come back and could little bit have accumulation in here and still break and go even more down further, right? So if you will look on the monthly time frame, you see we have even another bigger picture. We have bigger triangle. So you might not see it, but here, look, this is the top, right? This is another top, and this top is lower than the previous one, and the bottom is this one, and that one is higher. And that means we do have two bottoms and we do have two tops. And you know, guys, usually with the triangles, we would wait for another bottom, third one, right? Well, third top or third bottom. In this case, third bottom. So that's why, for example, I wouldn't be so like yet into, oh yeah, we're like going to try to go higher, because from here it still might, like I'm saying, sit in this little triangle, then break it and go down and give us another bottom, which easily could possibly be somewhere 112. You see, guys, in here like 112, which is kind of could take a few years, like 2020, well, end of 2022 could possibly be around this area, right? So, and then only from here, when it creates us this third bottom, then it might start to have you know, go higher, who knows, but it's still a big triangle. So that's why, guys, at this moment it's really tricky, and you need to be careful. This is more I'm talking about if you are trade long term, right? So long term, and that's why expectation, because a lot of people, okay, this was a bottom, so now euro should probably go higher, but it's might not be the bottom as you think it is, right? That's why if you're looking on this picture but didn't look at the monthly chart, then it could be not what you think it is. So that's why in here still on smaller time frames, I still would say, okay, we do have a little bit here, yes, it went up slightly, but we still can be in here accumulating in the range, let's say, to trade in the range between like whatever 120 120, yeah, not even 122, maybe, okay, maybe 122, and what I would have here 118. So it might still stay in this range before it will make this big move you're waiting for, like, right, either going like higher up or actually drop even lower. So that's why it's on a bigger time frame, especially if you don't trade with the stops, okay? So it's quite important what to do and think about. But now we're going into the smaller time frame, and as you can see in here, that's what I'm going to go for if you're trading with the stops, right? Where to place the orders. So right now, as we are 119 and we're going on 1 hour chart where I usually like to place my orders, I gonna wait for a bit of, as usual, consolidation around the 119. Here, it's not like easy to place right now because it's quite wide. So if it will go a little bit higher, 119, and sitting around here, so that's where we can place our orders as usual. Yes, it's a little bit like I'm saying, because technically it's been going for quite a while up, so it's like what, 200 something pips up, right? So of course now I would expect a correction, and in this case my expectation, okay, let's go again on a daily time frame, because now we want to see what's going to happen. So for example, from here 119, if we're going to drop to, let's say, 118 area into here somewhere, like right a little bit higher, then of course from here a bit of more consolidation, I would expect it continue to go up, right? Because we will be still inside this area of the uptrend of this triangle, wherever, and yes, we'll be expecting it possibly continue going up. So that's why in here I would see it might go slightly high again, like let's say 1950, or who knows, even to go to 120, and then from here for this correction. So that's why I'm saying we could possibly wait for here for a bit consolidation and place the orders actually both directions, except I would say, okay, here I would more like 80% towards that it should go for correction, right? Because we have a big move, so we wait for this correction, so it could be sharp down, or maybe a small consolidation, or a little flag, right? Like a bullish flag giving us, like going something like this, slowly and nicely, well, whatever, 18 could be 1850, maybe 1 to 18, and then from here, expectation of continue the movement. So that's why at this moment I'm going to wait and then see where to place the orders. But like, yes, I'm saying, like, first I'm expecting a bit of a correction, okay, but do not exclude it might still have a bit of a jump, continue with those news which it was on based on the American dollar, but it might not have those big moves and exactly give us a little bit of whatever pattern, because there will be news for euro, okay? So that's why we might would wait for it, and give us a bit better opportunity to place the order. So we will see. So that's my view on euro dollar, guys. Pound dollar, the same. Look, I'm placing right now a bigger picture, which exactly the same happened this week, as I was telling you about the weaker dollar, exactly what had happened. And I'm looking at the daily chart once again. You see, guys, the same. Pound did make its return. I know you see it's a lot of all things, but the main picture, after it's created this bottom, right, the double one, it came back, and now it's like whatever, 138.50, like right underneath 139. So it didn't break it, but it's actually made its return. Remember, we had previously two tops and that bottom, and we had this uptrend channel, but then it was broken, and pair didn't go any further and come back and broke it, and so that's why we put it right in a downtrend, right? It's still in downtrend to me, and at this moment this could be again a possible correction. I'm still negative with pound because they're talking about increasing the taxes, and we are going to have now Brexit talks possibly, and so that's why quite possibly pound might just have a bit of correction based on the a bit of weakness of dollar, and then it'll just resume the downtrend, okay? But at this moment, so you see, it does look like a bit of a double bottom, right? We returned here, and that's why I will not be surprised if pound will be trying to go high, like breaking 139, but it has another resistance here. We have two tops, so it could be stop rail, like, you know, 139, 139.50, and then also we still have room. It might still go also to 140 and still be inside this downtrend, and even if it will go higher, and we can change that, right? If it will go to even 141, I still can see that it still could be another top and turning around, okay? So that's why, again, for long-term traders, if looking at here, that's it, here I'm going to hold the positions all the way up, and like, let's say next one is like roughly, well, not 145 yet, but 144 probably, 140, yeah, like closer to 144, 143 plus. I wouldn't be thinking about it just yet, right? So we still can create tops anywhere and still turn around, and I still see it a little bit more downwards than the upwards. For example, I wouldn't be having my buy position, keeping them all the way and waiting for going higher, okay? So that's why I still would be looking for going for the small ones, okay, for small trades. So, but that's the main picture again, guys. I see we do have like we are inside the downtrend, and at the same time trying to make a return into the uptrend. Okay, so it goes a little bit into there. So let's just some thoughts. And of course, for going for small, we had some trades. So I was sending you on Friday when it was news. So it were like some small trades closed out with small profits as usual. And so now you see we stuck underneath 39. To be honest, guys, I was giving you also, remember those channels, and it did work out quite inside it. So you see now, if we will see inside this channel, I would still rather to see a little bit going higher here, like go to actually 39 and touch it, maybe even jump out from it, and then it would be better to look for opportunities to go for actually for sell. In here, like let's say if it will go higher to the 39, and from here I would have placed my pending order sell and see it going down to like 138.50 at least, right? And then here it might have another consolidation, or maybe it will be trying to jump back up, or actually trying to break and go back down again. Except, like I'm saying, you see on the bigger picture, it looks like it might go higher, then have a bit of a correction and continue the way up, right? Inside this still correction, still corrective move. I see it as a correction based on the weakness of the dollar at this moment. So that's how I see the market at this moment. So they're just taking advantage of the weakness of the dollar, in my opinion. But the main picture, like for pound, is not as bright, I believe. But I guess more talkings this week, the September, I mean this month, we will see. That's why in here I don't have opportunities to get into the trade, so I won't see if it will go up to here 139, or if it decided to wherever sit here around 138.50, and maybe a little bit more of this consolidation around here, and then I will be looking to at next possible entry points. You see, guys, okay, it was 4-hour chart. You see on the 1 hour there is nothing yet. You see, it's here that was our consolidation where we had a trade, and here we're just waiting now, right? So either come back and give us something around here, or maybe sit around here again, or maybe come back even lower, but not just yet. So at this moment, yes, we're inside this little also channel, which looks like it might bring it down to 138 once again, and I'll have a look at possible entry, but I wouldn't jump into the sell right now, right here, because I don't see it as a safe opportunity to do so. So just a little bit of waiting. Australian dollar now, you see, also went right inside this channel I had previous week. Right, so we have a 4-hour chart in here, and that's where it was. And as you remember, I was always telling you, see, we have two bottoms and the top, and that's exactly, it's moved up inside it. And on a bigger time frame, it's made all the way back inside this channel, which I was telling you also, we need this correction, right? I was telling you earlier that waiting for that correction at any moment it can happen. So it's happened, and again, another week I will not be surprised if it will want to continue to go up. You see, we have a pin here, so it might go and actually finally cover it, and then afterwards we will see. You see, on a also bigger time frame, we do also have this back inside this channel. We do have this bottom, you see, higher than the previous one. I still had this previous bottom where we actually were waiting for this return, but it was a breakout again. Possibly could have been that false breakout, right? But now you see on the monthly chart it is a pin, so it's quite possible, yes, still we will have this inside, and still will go and try to cover that pin. Okay, so quite possible. But this moment, yes, we are in a correction, right? So I'm still looking at it as a correction, but if possible, because we do have now two bottoms and the top, quite possible could be you know, if I will draw, right, take that top, yeah, so we might return back into the uptrend continuation. But at this moment it's very hard to say, because we do really need for that another top and then another bottom, and then come out from this channel, and then we'll be looking at the higher prices and higher tops. At this moment we can't say it. At this moment, yes, we do. I look at it as a correction. Okay, so as for the possible entry points at this point, is also I want to see it a little bit higher. You see, we had 107.48, 49 maybe, just a little bit higher. I don't like this is like in the middle of nothing. Yes, it touches our channel, might fall, but it's not, I don't like it much. You see, there is no consolidation, and it will give me around here, some a little bit higher. See, then I'll have really nice one to go back to here. But from here, it's still not bad, but it's only like 30 something. So, but we need to wait for it. Okay, so I don't like it much, so we need to wait for it and then place the order. So that's pretty much it. It's a good position if it will get a little bit higher. Cover that pin, stop in here somewhere, and then I mean, yes, okay, it might jump a little bit over it, but somewhere around here that will be a good position for me to place the orders. Okay, dollar Canadian, the same situation I was telling you about, that we needed to go down, right, to if we are in the same bigger channel, which is a downtrend channel, right, and correction, and we need that bottom. So I was telling you about, so it's created as a top, and now we need that bottom, so we can connect this bottom with the next one and try to move it up, to turn it around, right? So at this moment, this is a bit, we're looking at that as a correction, right? So there is no change of the trend, let's say it that way. It's on a bigger time frame. So my expectation, again, well, also oil was going up a bit, and who knows what's going to happen this week. So I would, you see, I put it in a little, this trend channel. So of course from here it might go for a bit of a correction, go in here, then continue the way down. So that's how I see it at this moment. At the same time, it might go down here, then have a bit of consolidation here, again come back, then go and still continue the way down. At this moment I see it this way, unless of course there is something unexpected. At this moment, technical picture is this one. So where I would expect, let's say bottom, so you see, I would expect it more going to possibly this time breaking out this point and go a little bit lower, somewhere around, like you see, 123 something, maybe 123, right? So that area would be perfect bottom. So as you can see, everything pointing out this way. So we have this bottom. So and we need the second one, right, to turn it around. We do have a little bit of the stops, which also quite kind of bring us into this area, right? So slightly around 23 something plus minus. And if I will try to connect it maybe even with this top, right? So, and then we have more touches in here. Yeah, is that what I'm trying to do? To touch these ones and those two. And we still have that area. So that's where I would be expecting possibly the pair go into here and then from here turning around. That's the technical picture. Of course, it all can be completely changed, but at this moment I'm seeing it as it is, okay, and with nothing else going on. So, but for the next possible entry point, it's very easy here. Same as usual, waiting for whatever correction. We had here also the orders. And so from here, if it will, you see, we will have a really nice, if it will start to return, even like somewhere in the middle, it will be like 50 if it will decide to go for a bit of correction, or all the way inside it. From here also, if it will do consolidation and continuation, if it decide to go further, we also have a good distance. So that's why I will just wait for whatever is going to happen in here and then place in the order. So when the next either go up or down, and then we'll see what to do next. So that's pretty much how I see dollar Canadian. Dollar yen is very messy, pretty much a mess for me. You can see in the 4-hour chart, didn't make much moves, like really nothing up and down, but still kind of inside our trend channel. You see, I moved it higher, right? We were a little bit lower before, which, like I'm saying, it's always opportunity to move it around, so it's slightly on top of it, but at the same time it's inside it. Now, of course, you had all of these lots of pins, so it's trying to reject it, right? It's just showing at this moment it doesn't want to go up, but it's accumulating quite a lot in here. To be honest, at this moment, with okay, dollar is a little bit weaker again, I would see that more to go down, right? And we're inside this channel, and yes, I would say possibly this time smashing this level and going further, like whatever 108.29 we have, I mean maybe even lower to 107.75, right? So I will not be surprised if it might go all the way down. Well, just a reaction. You see, like I'm saying, it's September and could be quite good moves, right? A lot of people will be back from the holidays, and a lot of trading people. And when they'll see the situation like that, they might say, okay, the dollar gone weak, not very good news on Friday, and they might put the dollar even more down. just like I was telling you the previous weeks, 2 weeks, right? I was telling you I see a bit weakness in dollar. And so on the other side, you see, I will not be also excluding the next scenario. It might just sit in here more. So for example, go down, not breaking it, coming back again, and not breaking this, and then maybe started to fall. Okay, so it still might accumulate, or it sits in here, right? And there is anything on the market, who knows what can happen, and of course it might have a smash. It could be, you see, either way here. I would still say could be, I mean, at this moment, because it is kind of like on the edge of that one, it's still looking down to me. But if it stays in here, then I would be saying 50-50, could go up and could go down, right? Okay, at this moment I would say I'm about 80 to 20%, 80% that it will continue the way down, and 20% yes, it might go up. So pretty much here, if it will sit and will not break straight away, I will be probably looking at placing the orders, okay? Both directions, if it will sit in here, like once again touches, coming back, and so I'm placing the orders, okay? I'm not waiting for it like coming back and sit more. No, just touch that, come back, and I'm placing the orders. So I will do it this way. I mean, I could possibly place, I still have a floating order here, but it's quite possible just place, like, let's say sell, but expectation, yes, it might be stopped by this. So that's why, for example, protect, again, taking a smaller here and move the stop into a break even, and nothing to lose, right? So that's why it's yes possible, but if it will actually smash it and go all the way down, it could be a nice 100 pips move, okay? So that's quite possible to place orders here, but it's a very big time frame. I mean, on the smaller one, so you can see that's where we are. So where I have a trade right now here floating, and you see a little bit of could be correction, just a little bit of that movement somewhere, or in continue, or just might continue the way down. You see, at this moment I see it as more going down, but just didn't like it that it didn't have a good better move on those news on Friday. But that's why dollar yen is a little bit like that, tricky, but it's accumulating. That's why it could be good move. Don't really want to lose it, okay? Miss it. So that's why, yes, quite possibly will continue, and then a little bit of some movements, and then I'm going to place again my orders. So that's my view on dollar yen. Pound yen, okay, so this is what 4-hour chart. So we were here, and also remember I was showing you the two tops, two bottoms and one top, expecting the possible moving, right? Continue moving up. Still see pound weak, as I told you, but look on the bigger time frame, the same. Remember, I had this level here, see, when it's broken, came back, and that's why it was expectation that it might go a little bit more high. But still, look at this, we are inside the downtrend channel, right? So now, if we will connect, we are still sitting in, and of course, from here, I would see a possible going down, okay? So possibility of going down, and again, it might be stopped, right? It might have a stop somewhere at wherever, anything, and might try to again to get out from this channel, because here it's a little bit we do have this, right? But I wouldn't really consider this as a bottom. Yes, I was expecting a turning point here. I was telling you, right, one of the expectations was turning, but I wouldn't consider this as a bottom. Still would look at this as a bottom. But also they stopped pretty much on the same area, but this was a pin, right? And so that one is still kind of lower of the candles in here. So that's why at this moment I still see it more going down. So it might have even it might, you see, it covered the pin pretty much on the bigger time frame, and it still might look like a bit of a bullish flag. And that's what I'm saying, I will not be surprised that it might try to still go up, and where I was thinking that was shoulder, it still might go and give us that shoulder. You see, guys, even though it might go, but we still need to break kind of a little bit of the previous stops, okay, of the previous stop. So that's why even if it, for example, will decide to go but stop, like, right, the previous stop here, those little ones, and will not break it through, I will still look at it going down, and then we will be able to, you see, guys, put it something like that, because we do have that pin which touches it here. So I can see there's some picture like that. So you see, it might go up here, and then we continue the way down. So that's how I see it more, okay? So I see it more going that way. Yes, because we still have those pins, and it gives us a little bit of these possibilities. And also with the economy and this Brexit talks and these taxations, quite possibly increase of the taxes. So I really want to go and put it back, because I like to place those levels when it is like, you know, finally breaking out. So, and then when it's breaking out, and then I like to increase them. So this moment I'm looking at that as a small, well, I'll leave this one, it's not as important, the tops where it stopped in here, right? So, and a little bit more correcting it, right, like this. So now I can move it and see it something like that. So as for the entry points in here, of course, the same. At this moment, yes, I don't like it. I mean, like I'm saying, quite possible to place the orders here for pending orders buy, but wait for a little bit more consolidation. It's a little bit more, a lot of jumps out from here. So let's say if it's come back, then I would be able to place something like here, right? It's still kind of a little bit wide would be, but you see here, nice one, or even further it will go. But need to be a little bit careful here. I don't like this much. And of course in here it could also go and give us a bit of the pin, jump out, and then come back. So of course it would be slightly better if it will jump out in here and start to consolidate slightly above, and then would be better maybe placing orders in here. Still looking more like placing the sell, but like I'm saying, I'm not excluding it. It might go a little bit higher. Okay, so quite possibly could do just a little bit higher, and then from here we'll try to maybe go something like this. Or if it will go in here, like try to break out and then stays above, and then could be even going high. But this is just a possible, but I still see it more downwards. So yes, it had its correction, and it should be enough. Okay, so should be enough for correction move. Euro pound, so as expected, not much going on, didn't do any trades, and it was just flat. Okay, so all week was flat. This week, because going to be European news, I expect could possibly be good moves with euro pound. And so if the pair will sit in here, and before this news for euro, I'm going to place my orders. Okay, I'm going to place my orders, and possibly place in the both directions. But once again, I still see pound more weaker compared to euro, and that gives me the idea is that technical view. Okay, so my technical view in here is that we have double bottom, we still have a pin here, and this is the uptrend, right? So we still have bottom higher. This was possibly was like a fake breakout, right? A double bottom, and from here I still see it more going up. Okay, so more going up inside this uptrend channel. So that's how my bigger picture. So I have more, okay, we might go up to 87, 0.87. Maybe it will have here accumulation, and then still go back in, well, of course not all the way like this, like, okay, go up, correction, up correction, and then still inside the uptrend. I see more euro against pound this way. So that's my main picture, right? What I'm looking at possible those movements with the news events. So I will not be surprised if it will try to, I mean, like I'm saying, there's always, you never know, anything can happen. It might be a very good move. So from here, wherever, if it will like sit here, right, with the news, it might move, you know, could be like 40 or 50 pips if it will go down, and then from here it might try to like reaction on the news, like, right, get out from here and then come back. So let's say if it will do so from here to here, then here afterwards I will definitely going to place my buy order, right, because that would be just a, well, whatever reaction on it, on those news, because I still see it more, well, it's like I'm saying, depends what kind of news is going to be, and at the same time it might have here the same on the other hand, right? So it could jump wherever, like go to this previous top. We see also like quite a good, we have 70 pips, even in somewhere like only halfway through, also like about 50. And so like for example here we're going up, then I have a bit of a correction and might go back even here or a little bit down and then continue the way up. So I would think that quite possibly 0.87 it could go to right up there. So that's how I kind of see it. Unless of course I'm saying I don't know what kind of news could be, and then it might push it much more, right? It's been also quite like accumulation here. I mean, it's a daily chart and there was no given move, so that's why, yeah, it could be like really big move, who knows, down, and then might have a bit of a correction and will not break through inside, and then from here then I would say, okay, we go down, we didn't break, and then we should like maybe continue the way down again. Might would like to go back inside this downtrend channel, but I see still more upwards. So that's why I'm like not sure if maybe even if I will be placing the sell pending order, maybe I'll be just looking at placing the buy order. But we will see how it's wherever it will, this movement. Like I'm saying, maybe if it will not accumulate in here, might would want to just come out because a bit of a correction of this movement, so it might come out a little bit first, and then we will see. It would be more, I don't know, I mean, like this moment it might look like a head and shoulders, just a slight, a little bit, and then have a bit of a correction in here and then stop, and then who knows, try to come back or just sit a little bit higher. We will see. But this moment I see possible accumulating here and then still going more going towards 0.87. That's kind of my view on this, so that's why I will be looking at possible placing entry points this time on Euro Pound. Yes, I didn't do it for a couple of weeks, but this time might be. Gold. So with gold, yes, it made its return inside this also uptrend channel, but we're still inside the downtrend. So at this moment I'm still looking at it as a correction, okay? So not a big long-term return and trying to go high like 119. I still, you see, it's covered the weeks, and we still have this big wick here. So that's why, as in here, I can see it might break out and continue the way up, but still, like, you know, find its resistance wherever the previous top we have, like 18, wherever 70, right? Something like that, plus minus 1870, where it can find it, and then give us another little top and then come back. And from here, wherever, like maybe break out and come back inside this downtrend channel, right? At the same time, I also, it's a weekly time frame. I'm just trying to show you the bigger pictures of what my thoughts are, and I'm saying, I see it could be like accumulating, like, okay, breaking it, then come back, and of course, like, let's say if it breaks it and then sits above it, then possible trying to continue the way up, right? But like, again, we will see what's going to be happening there at this moment, because the dollar gets a bit weaker. Yes, everyone is taking advantage of it. At the same time, of course, if it's not breaking high and then just sitting here, accumulate, then quite possibly it could continue the way down, right? But I see a little bit more that it might still go and give us that top wherever it will decide to go, and then it will be still looking towards downwards, okay? Yeah, but we will see. I mean, it's a bit tricky here because as you can see, it's right in the middle. It's right in the edge of the uptrend channel and in the middle of the downtrend channel, right? Our big downtrend channel. So, but like I'm saying, going on the smaller ones, like this was a quite good accumulation. I actually was expecting a bit bigger move than this. It was a nice trade. You see, I was waiting for the whole week, and on Friday it was a trade which is already closed. But now it's stopped here, and it's a good, if it will not have, you see, like as usual I'm saying to you, with the opening of the market, if it's not going to be jumps, big up or down, and then just sit nicely here, then it would be nice to place orders here. Of course, it could be the same, this weeks or anything, but from here, it easily can go either direction. Might continue its way up, which is more likely because of the weakness of dollar, or at the same time, it might break down and then who knows, like, right, well, go for correction a bit, like a bit for correction somewhere in the middle of this movement, like a little bit low or something like this, give us a bit of the bullish flag maybe, and then just continue that way. So we will see. But I think with the opening of the market, I will see if it's not going to run too far and then just sit. I'm going to place, well, at least possible to place the pending buy order here. not sell at this moment, because it's not didn't accumulate anything. And if placing just here or sell, it might just go a little bit down, just like a small correction of this, and then continue the way up. So I see it could be something like that. So that's why I would be more likely to see continue going up, right, unless there is a gap. So if it's no gap, then I will look at that like this. So that's pretty much it with gold. Now we're going to oil. Oil for our time frame, where we were in here. So the same situation, yeah, it's like on a downtrend, right, and trying to get in the uptrend. Had a little bit, didn't go. You see, I was expecting, well, not expecting, but I was telling you I would be more go for placing orders if it will just sit in here and then place the order somewhere around here, right, buy from this level and then sell from that level. So I decided, it was accumulating here, decided to jump, but was still stopped by 70. Okay, so it was stopped. And if we will see again technically, if I move this, you see we do have still that little pin, and use that pin and use this tops, we are still inside downtrend channel, right? So yes, we do have a bit of the uptrend. It sits on the edge, and here 50-50 once again, it might go up and it might go down, except, well, okay, it's 50-50, but I would say more like 70 to 30, because here I would we had a good run up and we need a bit of a correction, and because we are kind of inside the downtrend and we are slightly underneath, then I would say I would more towards that should go down, still should go down. Okay, so that's why I would say from here I would rather wait for it to go down, and if we will not break through here, like right through here, nice if it will have a bit of the a little bit of the accumulation, let's say, and then from here jump and then smash at 70 and come back inside there. So I would like more like see that kind of scenario. And as for that, it could be maybe better still to use it this way, just to see, because this, if it will go down here, then it would be nicer, and if it will go down and sit actually inside this, then this could be a good, again, the same entry point. Okay, same, use that level, and that, well, like I'm saying, if it's going down and will sit and accumulate, right, in here, like touches this one, touches that one, and stop somewhere in the middle. So then it would be possible to place again, buy pending order from that level and sell pending order from that level, and then expect it might go down, but once again, previous bottom could be slightly higher, and if it does slightly higher, then we can connect that bottom with another bottom and try to turn it around, right, to change that trend, because we have 1, 2, and 3 could be here, and then that could be finally started to turn around, right? So that's the scenario I see a little bit more as a first, more likely that way. But at the same time, in here we also have a little bit, right, bottom a little bit higher, tops a little bit higher, so that's why I don't exclude that it might go a little bit down and still try to come back. If it would do something like that, like from here, touch it a little bit and then turns around, I would place my pending order buy from here, then only buy, and expect it, yes, it might break out and go further. Okay, so yes, well, actually there was the hurricane, right, in America, and they stopped all of this. That's why it was quite expected that the oil was going up because of the situation, but it's all going to be quite normal, and that's why oil might continue its the way down a bit. But like I'm saying, yeah, it's not going to be excluding that it might go here, and even further. If it will not break, we still can, turn it and, see still wherever. If it's going to be lower top, it still might go. No, I think it's, we will see. At this moment, it's not very nice to turn it. I will just leave it as it is, as we were here, right? Would be better. Yeah, so we're using these tops. If it's not going to break it here, you see, it might still go down, and from here, it might return and then finally break it. Okay, so if it's going up maybe somewhere in the middle, lower, that one, then I would say, okay, it could have been false breakout, and then we return, and then possibly it might break, so that could be sell pending order, and then we're going down. So you see, it quite possibly could be here, because we pretty much, if we connect, we don't have much of the connection. If it's going, you see, we do have already all the touches. So if it will like start to break and above, more towards up. If it will break just here somewhere and then started to come back, I would see it more like false breakout and then coming back and then continuing the way down. So you see, that's how I would see it at this moment. But let's say for the entry point, you got it. I hope. I don't trade the oil at this moment, just giving you ideas. Okay, finally Bitcoin. So let's see what happened. Well, you see on the daily chart, I was telling you, right, it will be something here, right? So like creating us the top, the head, let's say, wherever, because we do really need another top and the bottom to try to turn it around and push it higher. You see, it's kind of slowing. I mean, yes, everybody expecting it more higher. It could possibly be, but still, you see, the high, it can go like 155, 55, we have 54 roughly plus minus, so yes, it still can go 55, but we still need that top. That's why I'm saying it still could be this area. I mean, you see on the 4-hour chart, it didn't have much of the movements this week. It was sitting in here, right? So yeah, went down, didn't break this bottom, which kind of like a good thing, right? It didn't break, it did go high. So quite possibly from here, if it once again go down and will not break it down further, like right, slightly, then quite possibly it will start to go even higher, right? So yes, I can see it quite possibly can do so on the smaller ones. So we do have a little bit of that, but like I'm saying, we still need it. I mean, still need this movement. Still need the top, and another bottom. So yeah, see, but like I'm saying, yes, it could be higher top. So like you see, it started to give us a little bit and gives it a little bit more, and maybe bottom would be much higher, which is even better. And then we will be able to turn it around and say, yeah, okay, we are finally in uptrend channel, in uptrend trend. But at this moment we are in uptrend of correction. Okay, so we're still in the uptrend of correction. So it's still a correction. Okay, so let's just try and you know, to move them, like you see, try to connect something like this. I mean, it's quite messy, I don't like to do it. So okay, we got out. Okay, so at this moment, what is not nice is that, I mean, not nice for the uptrend is that it came out from this little channel, and you see it's broke. Now it comes back, and that's why it quite easily can still have the drop. Okay, so like I'm saying, it's just very hard at this moment. But if you want to go for possible entry points, then of course, you see it started to accumulate a little bit here. Quite possible to place whatever pending buy orders from whatever, a little bit more pending orders buy, but like it could be dangerous of the week, right? So you can jump and come back. But like I'm saying, if I would be trading it with a reasonable size account, I'll go with smaller lots, but I will be holding the position. So even if you get into a buy order here and it will drop, I would still more towards that it will be back. Okay, so it will be back. I mean, of course you can lock it, which is quite hard, but with the buy position, I still think it will be back. Okay, in the future. But remember, if you can hold it that long, if your account is enough on your account, right? So yes, but if you walk in with stops, it's not that big issue, right? So okay, you'll get the stop, you'll go down, get out from it, and then you'll get the profit if you're using the recovery system like I'm using with my EA. So yes, so you can see this. I don't really like it's very narrow, but you see we have a little bit like a more flat in here. So you see from here, expect it might go just to that level, right? Or it might even stop higher. So that's why, do you really want to go for sale? You sure? Like, not sure, but if you are in the trade, then try to straight away protect yourself and move the stop into break even, because you see right now it's a little bit tricky situation. So not giving like really nice entry points. So that's why I would be a bit careful at this moment, or maybe just wait a bit. So you see this, if it will sit in here, then you can place your sell order here, protect yourself somewhere in the middle, and then wait for it possibly going down here, and then it could be turning around. Or at the same time it might go down here, but of course I would be saying, okay, from here quite possibly it finally should try to break this bottom, and then maybe, you know, slightly like whatever, and then coming back, right? So on like on this 4-hour time frame, it's the top is slightly high, so that's why, like, you see this little bottom. If it stays here, then quite possible, if you have a bit of consolidation in here, then I would be expecting it more, of course, towards going more up, okay? But in here you can't really connect because the tops are pretty much on the same level. So we only have a little bit of the tops higher, but the bottoms on the same level. So that's why a bit tricky in here. But yeah, you see, we came out a little bit. It could be double top again. You see, double top. It could be shoulder. This could be double head. So that's why I don't know. Maybe for the better result again would be if it will accumulate a little bit more, like few moves inside, and then it would be a little bit stronger because it would be more accumulation. You know, here we're just like looking at the very, very tiny bits, but a little bit more accumulation because it's already accumulating here. And if it will accumulate here, then quite possibly again, if it will not break it through, it could be then finally that jump up, and we still have this resistance here, right? And at the same time accumulating, it could be a good jump down, like I'm saying, quite possibly smashing that bottom and go to possibly that wherever this next one to go through. Let's point this one out, right? So this could be the next step. So we're sitting here, and then we're going here and stopping here. It quite easily could be. It also could be something like this slowly, and then it would be flag, and then we will still have a nice bottom, which will be able to connect this one with that one. It still would be a kind of a bottom, but we need this a little bit of this head. So that's what I'm saying. Technically, it would be a better picture if we will sit in here a little bit, and from here we go down, and slightly lower would be nicer. Slightly lower, then coming back, and then that nice move. So that's why, for example, let's say because we don't have this nice head, I wouldn't have bought it yet, right? So I would have waited for the nice head, nice drop, and then we'll be looking at again buy positions for a longer trade, for a long term. Okay, so yes, but if you want to risk, yes, from here it's quite possible to look at and placing just a pending buy order, but it's in my opinion it's going to be a little bit risky. But no news at this moment, no negative, no positive, there is nothing at this moment on the market. So, and like I'm saying, anything can happen at any moment, so that's why you can place your orders where I showed you the first time. But technically looking, that's what I would have been waiting for a little bit of whatever, if it will accumulate here, and then place your new orders, or wait for that top creation, and then, or whatever like pattern it gives, and then looking for the bottom, and then looking for a long term place, buying. So, and that's without the news, okay? It's without anything happening, and a little bit safer the way. So that's how I see it. That's pretty much it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, of course, don't forget to like, subscribe. All the links in the description under this video for the EA and for the group, and also on the screen you can see how you can join Telegram, Jana FX for the updates, and my signals, and happy trading everyone, and I see you in my next video. Bye.